finally, workers had to rebel and they left the premises by breaking the walls and making ways. There were also scuffles reported between police officials, health workers were very well dressed in hazmat suits, trying to stop people from fleeing from the premise. But then there was also videos of those who were trying to revolt and escape, being caught and then beaten, slashed by the Chinese officials. So these are the protests which are actually have been simmering for a very long time, but now it looks like the patience has gone away and people are trying to protest too. And the demand is that they just want to go home, because once there's this lockdown, they are not provided with enough food or enough basic facilities. And this is what there have been complaints. But amidst all these protests, the major commercial aspect of it is that Apple, the Foxconn factories in China produce almost 70% of Apple iPhones. So going by that reason, is going to make a huge dent in Apple's global market share and availability of iPhones as well.
All right, Abhishek, thank you so much for putting all the details into perspective for us. A quick check of some key stories from across the country. Orissa Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik inaugurated 6 different development projects worth about 25 crores in Malkaganj district. The Chief Minister inaugurated these projects for SC/ST under the Anvesha education program. Under Mission Nasha Mukt Tripura, Agartala police has bulldozed all illegal foreign liquor shops. The shops were mostly in Battala Bazaar area, which were running for decades, spoiling the youngsters and also selling liquor without any proper licenses. And a unique initiative has been taken by the residents of Raj Samadhilya village in Rajkot, where voting has been made compulsory. The villagers also decided that the person would be fined 51 rupees if they did not show up for voting. In this village, no political parties will be allowed to enter and campaign about their agendas.
हमारे गांव में बहुत पहले से ही है, लगभग 83 से ये नियम है कि किसी भी कोई भी पार्टी हो चाहे किसी भी पार्टी को यहाँ प्रचार करने नहीं देते। आज तक ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ है कि कोई भी पार्टी यहाँ प्रचार करने आई है। अगर पार्टी वाले कोई प्रचार करने आएंगे तो उसी को पता है कि नुकसान उसी को होगा, इसलिए पार्टी वाले भी समझते हैं कि ये गांव में मना है तो ये गांव में प्रचार करने नहीं आते।
Now, Mumbai's Baikula Zoo has named 3 Humboldt penguins born at the facility in the last 7 months. With the new arrivals, penguin population has jumped to 12 at the zoo. The penguins are procured from Coex Aquarium in Seoul. Well, with that, it's a wrap from my side. Anand Narsimhan joins you with the Nation at 5.
Namaste, you're on the Nation at 5. I'm Anand Narsimhan and we're coming to you live from the newsroom here at CNN News 18. Have a look at this picture, ladies and gentlemen. We start with the Shraddha Walkar murder case and the latest that we have accessed here. This picture of Shraddha Walkar, where she's got injuries on her face and on her neck, this is dated December 2020. And the hospital confirmed that she had come there with body injuries. She could hardly move and she was actually in December 2020. She was at the hospital for at least 3 days. Between the 3rd and the 6th of December, she was in that hospital. Now, what we tell you will shock you further, because this is a News 18 network exclusive. This is a letter that we have now accessed, and this letter is dated the 23rd of November 2020. Shraddha Walkar was murdered in May 2022 in Delhi. She was beaten, bruised, and she was at the hospital in December 2020 in Vasai in Mumbai. Now, this is the letter dated 23rd of November 2020. Just 10 days before she went, she got herself admitted at the hospital in December 2020. Just 10 days before that, she has gone to the Evershine police station in Vasai East. So this is where Shraddha and Aaftab were living together and posing as husband and wife, and they had taken tenancy in this apartment in Vasai. So they had been staying there for at least 6 months. That's what the investigation details had said. When the news of her being admitted to that hospital surfaced, it came that they lived in Vasai for about 6 months. So November 23rd, 2020, they were in Vasai in that area. The complaint is to the police station, and the complaint is by Shraddha Vikas Walkar age 25. And she says, would like to report Aaftab Poonawala, age 25. He lives at B302 Regal Apartment, Vijay Vihar Complex, near the ARC Bhavan, has been abusing me and has been beating me up, she says. Today he tried to kill me by suffocating me, and he scares and blackmails me that he will kill me and cut me to pieces and throw me away. It's been 6 months that he's been hitting me, but I have not had the guts to go to the police because he would threaten to kill me. His parents are aware that he beats me and that he tried to kill me. They also know about we living together in the East, and they visit on weekends. I lived with him till date, as we were supposed to get married anytime soon and had the blessings of his family. Henceforth, I am not willing to live with him. So any kind of physical damage should be considered coming from him, as he has been blackmailing me to kill me or hurt me whenever he sees me anywhere. This is the nature of the letter in November 2020, where she says he has been beating me for the last 6 months. His parents, Aaftab's parents, were aware that he was abusive with her. And in December, she got admitted to the hospital. A few days after she filed this complaint, she had actually taken this complaint back. But a few days later, after she took this complaint back, she was in the hospital with bruise marks, and she had been beaten up and she could hardly move. She had injuries to her and movement with her back and spines. That's what the doctor there has told News 18 Network. Put this together, ladies and gentlemen, and one sees that Shraddha Walkar, before May 2022, for a good year, was being abused, beaten, and ill-treated by this man, Aaftab. And she has claimed in this letter that Aaftab's family knew that he was abusive. And she was looking for support from them, because she said that they knew that we are living together because we are soon to get married. Think about this as we tell you that the polygraph test continues, and it will be concluded in a day or two with Aaftab. But while in custody, Aaftab has revealed that he had planned more than a week before he murdered her that he was going to kill her. He had decided. That's what he's told the cops. And he's told them one more thing. He said he used to beat Shraddha, and he blamed it on her, saying she used to provoke me. This is an abusive, brutal brute who deserves no mercy, ladies and gentlemen. Listen into some of the reactions, including the Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister, Devendra Fadnavis.
इस मामले में जो भी ज़रूरी कार्रवाई करनी थी वो कार्रवाई तुलिंज पुलिस की तरफ से की गई है। जो अर्जी दी गई थी, अर्जी के ऊपर में जांच हुई है। जांच के बाद में खुद जो कंप्लेनेंट ने लिखित बयान दिया है कि उसकी अब कोई कंप्लेंट या तकरार रही नहीं है, और जो उसका जो ये था फ्रेंड था, उसके फ्रेंड के माँ बाप ने आके उनको मतलब समझाया था दोनों को भी, और अभी उसकी कोई तकरार नहीं है, ऐसा करके उसने रिटन स्टेटमेंट दिया था, और जिसके चलते वो मतलब वहीं पे वो क्लोज हो गया।
बहुत सीरियस पत्र है, उसके ऊपर क्यों कार्रवाई नहीं हुई इसकी जांच हमको करनी पड़ेगी। मैं किसी पर दोषारोपण नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन इस प्रकार के पत्रों पर कार्रवाई अगर नहीं हुई तो ऐसी घटनाएं होती है, इसलिए जरूर उसकी जांच की जाएगी। ये बिल्कुल ऐसा कार्रवाई होती तो शायद जान बच भी जाती।
The friends and the parents came and made her understand, made her withdraw the complaint, and she gave it in writing that she is taking back the complaint, is what the cop says. But the question remains, did the parents know that Aaftab was abusing Shraddha? Did Aaftab's parents and family know? Did they not do anything about it? Why are they silent and why aren't they speaking up? Was she being subjected to repeated abuse? And did this man relocate to Delhi so that he could kill her? These are questions that remain. Here are the charges that Shraddha has made in this letter dated 23rd of November 2020. Almost exactly a year ago, 2 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, almost exactly 2 years ago, she has made this. She has made this complaint. Let's read out the charges. Charges: he tried to kill me by suffocating me. Aaftab scares me and blackmails me. He will kill me, cut me in pieces and throw me away. It's been 6 months since he's been beating me. His parents are aware that he tried to kill me. Any physical damage should be considered coming from him. November 2020 complaint, this is what it says, ladies and gentlemen. Our reporters are joining us live. Anshul joining us live from the DCP's office in Delhi. Anvit from the FSL lab in Rohini. But first going across to Vinaya Deshpande joining us from Mumbai. Vinaya, unless I have got the timelines mixed up, this is November 2020. Was she in the hospital in December 2021 or December 2020? Because if it is December 2021, that means it is 2 years of continuous abuse. November 2020, the complaint of abuse. December 2021, she is in hospital. May 2022, she is murdered. If it is November and December 2020, then again the questions arise.
No, in fact, Anand, yes, there is a continuous trail of abuse that we can see in Shraddha and Aaftab case, because remember, there have been several times that she has confided in her friends, in her colleagues, in her family members. In fact, when her mother was alive, she had even confided in her mother that she was being continuously beaten up, abused by her live-in partner. The question, as you said, was why wasn't Aaftab's family really intervening at a time when Shraddha has even written to the police saying that the family was well aware that she was being abused consistently, and that even in 2020 there was an attempt to kill her. Why was it that she was dissuaded about withdrawing that complaint? So what we see through the timeline that we have been able to put together, through the statements that the friends, families and the colleagues have recorded, through this letter that has come to light today, through the hospital records, through the testimonies of the doctors, is that at least for the last 2 years she had been consistently abused. She has been consistently physically and mentally tortured by Aaftab. The question really that comes forth is why was nobody able to help her in order to come out of it? Today, the Vasai police have said that while the complaint was given to Tilunj police in 2020, it was immediately withdrawn by the complainant herself, saying that she did not wish to press any charges. Why was it that that happened at that particular point? The Deputy Chief Minister says on record that he will look into whether the police had ignored the complaint, and if they had, then an investigation will be conducted into this. Meanwhile, in Vasai, the investigation about this continues. A team of the Delhi police continues to be lodged at the Manikpur CID, where questioning goes on. Even yesterday, Shraddha's friends were questioned by the police. So here the effort of the police seems to be piecing together the last 2.5 years as per the accounts that have been given by Shraddha as well as by Aaftab. Back to you.
So you're saying this letter is dated November 2020. She was in the hospital in December 2021 and she was killed in May 2022. So if that timeline is correct, this is more than 2 to 2.5 years of beating and abuse, and they have been living together. And the promise of marriage, this promise of marriage is something that comes out even in November 2020. Vinaya.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, that letter clearly says that she was living in with him because there was a promise of marriage, and that henceforth she will not live with him, and that the abuse has been continuing. Even months later, the statement that has been given by Aaftab, which doesn't hold any evidentiary value, but still he had said that it was on her insistence, continuous insistence about marriage, that really ticked him off. So the demand for marriage, or the expectation of Shraddha that there is a marriage on cards, and that Aaftab's family very much has given the blessings for this marriage, is the impression under which that girl had been living for the last 2.5 years, while there had been no support from her family, is what she thought. Especially after her mother's death, she felt she was lonely, and even at one specific point when she did confide in her father, with whom she hadn't really communicated much, that didn't seem to have helped either. Back to you, Anand.
Well, thank you for your inputs, Vinaya. So continuous abuse, harassment, misleading details that have been told, or false promises that have been made to Shraddha Walkar from May 2020, because she says it's been 6 months that he's been hitting me. So from May 2020 to May 2022, 2 years of continuous harassment led to and eventually the murder at the hands of the same brute who she was afraid even nearly 2 years ago that he would kill her. Anshul joining us from the DCP's office. Anshul, are they taking cognizance of this letter and a history? Because she has named the parents and that Aaftab's parents were aware that he was abusive.
Definitely what sources in the Delhi police have told us that they have already taken the statement of Aaftab's family regarding this entire matter. In fact, Aaftab family was asked that if they had any idea that Aaftab was actually abusing Shraddha in this entire relationship. So yes, the questioning of Aaftab's family has already happened and they are also in continuous touch with the police as of now. But talking about the current update in this entire matter, currently the DCP South is at Mehrauli police station where Aaftab is launched, and also the manager of Shraddha has also been called to Mehrauli police station where the investigation is currently going on. Their statements are being recorded. What we have been told in the next few minutes, Aaftab is likely to be taken to FSL for the polygraph test. Now remember, the Delhi police has only less than 72 hours now left in their hand to make sure that the entire investigation in which the presence of Aaftab is required, that is done. And that is what we are expecting, that in the next few minutes Aaftab would be taken from Mehrauli to Rohini where the polygraph test will finally be conducted on Aaftab, and most likely tomorrow or day after tomorrow the narco test will also be conducted, because
has he revealed to the
custody of Aaftab ends.
Has he revealed, Anshul, has he accepted that he had actually planned the murder? Did he actually tell the cops that he had planned the murder over a week? Because earlier he said it was a fit of rage.
So police sources have not. So yes, it is what police sources have told us, that it was in a fit of rage, and I cannot independently confirm this fact that Aaftab had told the police officers that he was actually planning this murder for more than a week. But yes, he had told the police, and even yesterday in the court itself, he had also told that the entire incident happened in a fit of rage when Shraddha was in fact provoking him to get married repeatedly, and hence he got angry and he attacked Shraddha, after which she collapsed, and he then decided to kill her by strangling her, and eventually cut her into pieces once she was killed.
But it's not convincing, Anvit, as I come across to you at the FSL lab, it's not convincing, because this complaint, even though it was withdrawn from the cops, hints at the fact that Aaftab continued to threaten her that he would kill her. She actually says he tried to suffocate her, the same way that eventually she died, even though the cops are looking if she were indeed strangulated. But here it is she mentions he tried to kill me by suffocating me. And the first prima facie I said between 8 and 10 that he actually strangulated her and killed her. And then he says, in this letter, he says he is threatened to cut her into pieces. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, certainly. See, Anand, this is what is surprising, that, such an accurate anticipation Shraddha mentioned in her complaint, which she gave to police, which even though, like Vinaya mentioned, it was withdrawn soon after it was filed. But see, this letter will certainly, now that it has surfaced, it will certainly, change the line of questioning also as far as the police is concerned. Because today, Aaftab's parents have been questioned. Now, police would want to know whether they knew of Shraddha being tortured, that this man unleashes such butchery on this woman, because there could also be an angle that she was being forced to withdraw this complaint. That is one reason why the parents have been questioned, why Shraddha's friends have been questioned, and why their colleagues who were mutual contacts of the couple, they have also been questioned. Their statements have been recorded. Now, as far as polygraph test is concerned, that is also crucial in this matter, because all the statement that this man had been giving police, it will alone not not hold any merit in court of law. Police wants to know whatever statement he has given, how truth is there and what sanctity does it hold, and that is why a polygraph test, which is also called as lie detector test, that is expected to be done today. Soon after that, once it is completed, police will also be conducting a narco analysis test on this man, because they want to question him in a hypnotic stage when he will be administered with truth serum, second name of which is sodium pentothal. When he is administered with it, they would want to question him in subconscious state to find out where all did he hide the evidences. Because since the very beginning, he is coming out as a very clever person, and like you mentioned, this could entirely be pre-planned, because when they move from Uttarakhand and Himachal to Delhi, within 3 days this girl is murdered, and this could very well be planned because he earlier
See,
had
the
mentioned to the police
modus
that
is
she had
something which he
left
has talked
house
about
following
and
the
he has
fight.
elucidated on with. The modus is something that in this letter Shraddha elucidates exactly how it was eventuality was given. Suffocate me, and he threatened to cut me to pieces, and he cut her into pieces. But what's important is she has written here his parents are aware that he beats me and that he tried to kill me. Have Aaftab's parents, who are in touch with the cops in Delhi, have they said that he has done this in the past? Have they admitted to this? And have they admitted that they actually visited them on weekends?
They have been questioned today. Yeah. They have been questioned today, and the facts of the letter, the content of the letter have also been corroborated by their statement. Police have not yet come out and said what statements were recorded because they had been busy with recording their statements and then bringing Aaftab for polygraph and arranging all the setups and pre-meds for the polygraph test that is required. Even though we'll get those details shortly, but police have been saying, sources have been telling us that there could very well be a possibility that this entire family along with Aaftab, they were responsible for this torture that Shraddha had been undergoing. There could be a pressure on Shraddha that she withdrew complaint even after giving. See, this complaint is a very strong worded. She's saying that she would be suffocated to death. She's saying that he would cut her into pieces and throw it away. This is very accurate anticipation of what happened actually 2 years down the line.
2 years later.
So she certainly had some hint of what fate she'll meet.
But she couldn't break away. She couldn't, because she has said, today he threatened to kill me, and by suffocating me, and he scares and blackmails me that he will kill me and cut me up in pieces and throw me away. He did suffocate her, cut her up in pieces and throw her away. She writes this on the 23rd of November 2020. It all transpires in May 2022. She says, I lived with him till date as we were supposed to get married anytime soon and had the blessings of his family. That's what she's saying. And she says that I did not have the courage to move away before. I did not have the guts to go to the police because he would threaten to kill me. She was a person constantly being abused, harassed, beaten up, and being threatened. She was somebody who was living in constant fear for at least 2 years of her life, from May 2020, as per this letter, till May 2022, when she was murdered. We take a very short break. Stay with us.
But also getting fruits and dry fruits and all other things.
Pallavi, I want to understand from you. We saw the Aam Aadmi sort of address these claims yesterday. Gopal Rai came out and said that the BJP is just trying to create drama. But we've not seen them specifically reply to the claims in yesterday's video. Why are they, just a few days before the MCD elections, adopting this approach?
Well, I think the Aam Aadmi Party's strategy over here is very clear, that they want to brazen it out. They're calling it a clear case of political witch hunt, selective leaks from the BJP, and also the misuse of the institutions. Now, if you remember the arguments which were given by the counsel of Satyendar Jain in court yesterday, he asked this question: why should the ED not be served a notice, which they were, about why they are leaking this video from inside the jail, and only reason is that BJP wants to use it to make a political point against the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, on record, both Mr. Manish Sisodia, most of the AAP leaders, and certainly the lead taken by the Delhi Chief Minister, Mr. Kejriwal, has been that the BJP is unnerved, both in Gujarat as well as during the MCD elections, and that's the reason why they're selectively leaking out this footage, because they want to score a point against them. Of course, no answer comes in from them on the demand that shouldn't Satyendar Jain's resignation now be demanded for as a minister. How can he continue to enjoy a VVIP treatment? A series of video images coming out, for example, getting that massage, very clearly experts saying that it was not a physiotherapy session, it was also a massage given by a rape accused, and also now the latest video which we have been seeing being put out by the BJP since early this morning, where they show him, contrary to claims by Satyendar Jain's counsel, that he was not being served nutritious food. It becomes important also, Toya, because one of the main grounds on which bail is being sought for Mr. Jain is on health grounds. And because of those health conditions, he should be given bail, because he's not getting good food inside the jail and has been consistently losing weight. All those holes are being pricked by the BJP via the video which they have put out since morning.
Charu Pragya, thank you so much for joining us here on the show. Over the last few hours, we've heard from multiple BJP spokespeople, all of who have said that the videos that we can see are proof that Satyendar Jain did receive special treatment. Now, the other thing here is that we haven't had a statement from the Aam Aadmi Party addressing these videos or the videos that came forward yesterday. But the one question that is being raised is, why is the BJP using videos where we don't even know the source? We don't know who's put these videos out into the public domain in the first place. To that, what does the BJP have to say?
See, the fact of the matter is, whatever the source is, and I'm sure you'll get to that, whatever the source is, what these videos are showing us is critical. They are showing us a corrupt minister of Aam Aadmi Party who is behind bars since 5 months, who is not getting bail, who is enjoying every material comfort you can think of, whether it is fancy food, whether it is a massage, whether, he's being able to run his scams and deals from behind bars. Now, these are the things that we need to pay attention to, because here is a political party which came to power talking about India against corruption. Here is a political party which calls itself Kattar Imandar. And how do they show this? They are not walking the talk. They have proved themselves to be not just corrupt, but horrible liars. Because I can't forget that video footage of CM Kejriwal ji talking about Mr. Jain needing a physiotherapist. Who are you trying to fool? Not that I believed it then, but then there were clarifications out that is Rinku the prisoner, who's actually a rapist, not a physiotherapist. He's putting on weight in jail, 8 kilos in jail. How is that possible if you're not being pampered there?
Back on the nation at 5 with a big decision by the Assam cabinet, close on the heels of the Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, who's in the national capital, telling News 18 that he will not only order for an independent inquiry into the matter, but also a judicial inquiry, handing over the matter to the CBI or the NIA. Both have happened. In fact, the cabinet has decided that the matter will be, the cabinet has approved for a CBI investigation, and also Justice Rumi Fukan has been given the task to give a report in 60 days on the entire line of incidents that happened at the border. This, as Himanta Biswa Sarma very clearly said, it happened because of a fracas or a tussle between the forest guard, Assam forest guard, and villagers from Meghalaya. It happened at the border, but it was not a border tussle, but the issue was different. But however, he has said that there will be a thorough inquiry, an independent inquiry. So the Assam cabinet approving a CBI inquiry, and Justice Rumi Fukan being given the task to submit a report within 60 days. Assam police has also been asked to create an SOP as far as the border forest areas are concerned. Kamalika joins us with more details. So exactly as what Himanta Biswa Sarma said, rather than trying to escalate the situation, he's tried to address the issue and said that we will do what is required to get to the bottom of what happened.
Yeah, absolutely. And the decision of having a cabinet out here in the national capital, that is very important. Also, where this decision has been taken, because they are celebrating this 400 years of the Jait, and there, after that, this cabinet meeting took place. Interestingly, obviously, it is clear now that both the state governments, like the Meghalaya government and the Assam government, now wants to settle this issue. They don't want to further escalate this thing, and that's why all these steps have been taken. Yesterday, Conrad Sangma's tweet where he said that he's spoken to Hemant Biswa Sharma from today in the morning exclusively. Hemant Biswa Sharma told us in News 18, not a border issue. Police has done a mistake. That is another thing which they claimed. And also the most important thing, Anand, is that now a standard operating procedure will be set for which track, how to track the trucks and where to stop and what is going to be the procedure, what will happen, because this is the grey area where this thing has started, where this violence took place. This had to do with timber smuggling. So there where they are working, that is it, which is in a positive note. On the other hand, as we are getting information from Assam, that still situation, though there is no violence, but still the situation is tense there. But both the state governments working hard not to escalate the situation. But on the other hand, opposition is obviously trying to escalate, obviously trying to take this issue forward. And they are saying that this was absolutely a genocide which took place yesterday.
So the politics aside, but has there been some ruckus on ground? There were reports of some vehicle being torched in the nearby village area in that region, not so far away. Is that true? And has Conrad Sangma also decided to work in tandem with Himanta Biswa Sarma? So the Assam and Meghalaya governments working together to get to the bottom of what happened? Because earlier Conrad Sangma seemed to be a little more provocative in laying the blame entirely on Assam. But has the conversation between the two chief ministers helped de-escalate and calm things down? Because it was fast emerging not as a tussle between groups of individuals, be it the Assam Forest Guard and this citizens from Meghalaya or Meghalaya residents, but it was turning into a border tussle between Assam and Meghalaya.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been one incident of, of a car set on fire. That's what we are getting it from the local sources, though no confirmation from police on the either side. But what we are getting from the police sources that one car was set on fire. That news is coming in from the local sources without any police confirmation. On the other hand, obviously both these, Conrad Sangma went today and visited that place. Yesterday we know Mukul Sangma went from Trinamool Congress. He met the bereaved families. Today Conrad Sangma went there, but there obviously is an effort by both the state governments to de-escalate the situation, because these are certain areas where a very small incident can spark to a larger problem, a larger chaos. So both the governments are dealing it with a very strong hand.
And this is coming at a time when the states led by Assam, and it is Himanta Biswa Sarma driving the settlement of all border disputes with the neighboring states. So they are just on the cusp of signing historic agreements and realigning the border and settling the matter once and for all permanently. That's what solution and the task that's been given to Himanta Biswa Sarma by the Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Some of the states' conversations are at very far advanced levels. With some, the agreements have already been signed. Thank you, Kamalika, for your inputs. We're going to take a short break.
Why they are leaking this video from inside the jail, and only reason is that BJP wants to use it to make a political point against the Aam Aadmi Party. Now on record, both Mr. Manish Sisodia, most of the AAP leaders, and certainly the lead taken by the Delhi Chief Minister Mr. Kejriwal has been that the BJP is unnerved both in Gujarat as well as during the MCD elections, and that's the reason why they're selectively leaking out this footage, because they want to score a point against them. Of course, no answer comes in from them on the demand that shouldn't Satyendar Jain's resignation now be demanded for as a minister. How can he continue to enjoy a VVIP treatment? A series of video images coming out, for example, getting that massage, very clearly experts saying that it was not a physiotherapy session, it was also a massage given by a rape accused, and also now the latest video which we have been seeing being put out by the BJP since early this morning, where they show him, contrary to claims by Satyendar Jain's counsel that he was not being served nutritious food. It becomes important also, Toya, because one of the main grounds on which bail is being sought for Mr. Jain is on health grounds. And because of those health conditions, he should be given bail because he's not getting good food inside the jail and has been consistently losing weight. All those holes are being pricked by the BJP via the video which they have put out since morning.
Charu Pragya, thank you so much for joining us here on the show. Over the last few hours, we've heard from multiple BJP spokespeople, all of who have said that the videos that we can see are proof that Satyendar Jain did receive special treatment. Now, the other thing here is that we haven't had a statement from the Aam Aadmi Party addressing these videos or the videos that came forward yesterday. But the one question that is being raised is, why is the BJP using videos where we don't even know the source? We don't know who's put these videos out into the public domain in the first place. To that, what does the BJP have to say?
See, the fact of the matter is, whatever the source is, and I'm sure you'll get to that, whatever the source is, what these videos are showing us is critical. They are showing us a corrupt minister of Aam Aadmi Party who is behind bars since 5 months, who is not getting bail, who is enjoying every material comfort you can think of, whether it is fancy food, whether it is a massage, whether, he is being able to run his scams and deals from behind bars. Now, these are the things that we need to pay attention to, because here is a political party which came to power talking about India against corruption. Here is a political party which calls itself Kattar Imandar. And how do they show this? They are not walking the talk. They have proved themselves to be not just corrupt, but horrible liars. Because I can't forget that video footage of CM Kejriwalji talking about Mr. Jain needing a physiotherapist. Who are you trying to fool? Not that I believed it then, but then there were clarifications out that is Rinku the prisoner, who's actually a rapist, not a physiotherapist. He's putting on weight in jail, 8 kilos in jail. How is that possible if you're not being pampered day and night? See, this is not what we want for our country. This is not what politics is supposed to be.
Okay.
And I've been saying this from the very beginning. He needs to begin by either offering a resignation and then we talk more about him, because it's terrible.
Back on the Nation at 5 with more trouble for the Aam Aadmi Party as a new video of jail Delhi Minister Satyendar Jain has emerged. And in this video, Satyendar Jain can be seen eating food that's been brought in from outside, which is actually being delivered to him by an attendant. The BJP has accused the Aam Aadmi Party of treating Jain to a vacation in prison. Earlier, it was claimed that Satyendar Jain's lawyer in court, that Satyendar Jain had lost around 28 kilograms in prison because he was not getting proper food. In fact, Jain's counsel had moved a fresh application seeking the court order to ban circulation of the videos, where they blamed that the ED was actually leaking the videos. Today, they have turned around and said that these videos itself are fake, or they've questioned the veracity of the videos. We'll talk about that in just a minute, but let's quickly listen into the reactions coming in.
One video has been tweeted out by BJP leaders. How do you see this video, first of all, and what you have to say on this video?
All I can say is I was pretty dismayed and upset when I looked at it, for the simple reason that I feel that many a times these kind of activities and these kind of people give very bad name to politicians. The certification which we have received today by the acts, as if it's not a jail, it's a luxury resort, and Mr. Satyendar Jain is on a holiday. A sick person needs to be in the hospital, and that hospital is within the jail, and definitely you don't get a domestic servant or domestic help inside jail. That man is not a physiotherapist. That person happens to be a rapist, and that too a child rape accused. Number two, there is no provision for giving physiotherapy to people inside jail. This man needs to be transferred out of this jail and sent to some other jail, so that the government's control over that jail is of a different government.
जब ऐसा सारी फैसिलिटीज आपको मिलती हैं जो कि दूसरों को नहीं मिलती या दूसरों से अलग मिलती हैं, तो ये जेल नहीं है. That means he is under a house arrest. You created a house for him. प्रिजन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की है, और प्रिजन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन तो पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम को रिपोर्ट करता है, तो उसको वो कैसे एक्शन लेंगे क्योंकि उनका मंत्री खुद जेल में है. कौन एक्शन लेगा मुझे नहीं मालूम, लेकिन इसका ढूंढना पड़ेगा कोई रास्ता, क्योंकि हाउ कैन यू हैव अ प्रिजन मिनिस्टर वायलेटिंग प्रिजन रूल्स while being in the prison.
Now let's get you an overview of how the Aam Aadmi Party, and this is via video evidence that we'll try and make this case, that their stand continues to change when it comes to firefighting this matter or defending Satyendar Jain, the man who's been perhaps their most favored and most the brightest of the ministers, most trusted aide. Has he turned to become the Aam Aadmi Party's Achilles heel? Have a look at this. When the whole saga started, when Satyendar Jain was arrested on charges of money laundering, Arvind Kejriwal had called him a quote-unquote Kattar Imandar. But now the visuals reveal that the once jail minister of Delhi himself is living a VVIP life in prison. And then add to that Sukesh Chandrasekhar's claim about how much money was paid or promised to him. When the furor erupted over his massage session, the Aam Aadmi Party first said it was a physiotherapy session. Why are you having a problem? Accusing the BJP of targeting Jain over his health. However, it turns out that the person giving him The person giving him the massage is not a physiotherapist or a trained physiotherapist who's come there with the permission of the doctor and the jail authorities and court, but actually a rape accused under POCSO. That means he's charged with raping a minor. So that's the person offering him the massage. Third case, the case moved to the court where Jain's counsel has argued that he's being starved in prison, he's lost 28 kilos, etc., and that he's lost a lot of weight. However, the new video shows not just one but multiple videos that on a daily basis he's getting good food from outside and he's eating to his heart's content as if he's perhaps sitting in a restaurant or in his own room in a hotel and then ordering room service. Jain's counsel also argued that he's being denied a life of dignity in prison. But how can that be argued when the Aam Aadmi Party leader had access to television, mineral water, personal masseuse and can hold meetings in his cell with ease, and he had also access to files which is seen lying down and reading. Another claim that was made that he has had a loss of memory because of COVID. That is also a claim that was made by his lawyers, that he is failing to recollect anything because after COVID he seems to have had a loss of memory. But here he is reading up all the files. So that's another video evidence that tends to fall flat. Akash Sharma, Ashish Mereshi joining us, but first with Ananya here with me in the newsroom. Ananya, what happened in court? Are his lawyers changing their positions or have they been, are their arguments being caught out with video proof?
Well, Anand, definitely the things have changed in the last 2 days because remember yesterday when the actual matter of contempt for in fact leaking those videos was there, it was constantly argued that the Enforcement Directorate has leaked those CCTV footages. However, today when the application for food was actually listed, the lawyers for Satyendar Jain, Mr. Rahul Mehra, the senior advocate, continuously argued that the fresh video that has come out wherein he is seen eating from all those boxes, specialized boxes, in fact special lunch boxes, was leaked by Tihar Jail and was accusing constantly the media and has clearly said that his life and liberty is being hampered with, and inside the jail he's not receiving any kind of VVIP treatment, and it is just an attempt to malign his image. So tables are turning. First the ED, now the Tihar Jail authorities. In fact, they also moved an application today to restrain the media. However, the court did not grant any kind of relief today, but has sought a response from the Tihar Jail authorities upon the same. But we'll have to wait and watch how things turn tomorrow.
But the jail norms are being flouted. The video is evidence of what is happening. Ananya, thank you for your inputs. Akash Sharma is also with us. Akash, before I bring in Ashish Mereshi on the entire investigation angle, Akash, how is it that the jail was being used as somebody's private property and all this evidence actually holds up Sukesh Chandrasekhar's claims?
Exactly, and you know, Anand, this is the very question that BJP is in fact asking, because as far as this video is concerned, so this was tweeted out by BJP leaders, and the very question that comes to one's mind is that this is inside jail. Whatever you are seeing in this video, it is happening as per the claims, this is happening inside Tihar Jail. And you know, at a time when yesterday it was submitted that Satyendar Jain is not getting proper food, proper medical treatment inside jail. On the other hand, we have this claim where BJP leaders are now saying that he is enjoying food from 5-star hotels. And not only this, but they are also saying that he has gained 5 kgs, 5 extra kilos in recent months. Also, talking about this particular political war of words. So on one hand, we have multiple aspects of the story, but on one hand, we have BJP, which is clearly saying that this is, this is the same Aam Aadmi Party, which used to claim that we are a party of Aam Aadmi. And on one hand, they used to say that our minister has nothing to do with the kind of allegation that you are putting, the money laundering case and all other things. On one hand, they used to say like that. On the other hand, they, they are not getting bail from last 5 months. And now comes the video where the minister can be seen enjoying these VVIP services. Yes, after the first video, Aam Aadmi Party came out in public and said that this is actually not a massage video, but Satyendar Jain is getting physiotherapy, and this physiotherapy was allowed and was permitted. But on the other hand, we have this video, and after this video, we are actually, waiting for an official response from Aam Aadmi Party.
Even the claim of the physiotherapy, Akash, even the claim of physiotherapy falls flat because you don't get physiotherapy from a POCSO rape accused. So under POCSO, rape accused under POCSO charges. Ashish Mereshi, so does the Enforcement Directorate have a strong, robust case to lock this man up or to punish him, or is this all just optics?
So, Anand, if you remember last time as well, when there was a bail application filed by Satyendar Jain, he was denied bail only because of one reason, where the court believed that there is substantial evidence to prove that under Prevention of Money Laundering Act, this man had violated, and the violation is above 1 crore rupees, because the Prevention of Money Laundering Act very clearly says that if in case there is a violation of money laundering which is above 1 crore rupees, you will not be granted bail so easily, and that is why the bail was granted. Now, having said that, looking at what was happening inside Tihar Jail, and that is why this pen drive or the footage was submitted before the court, and then subsequently an affidavit was filed. It is not only about getting massage or food. No, it is not only this. It is about the violation of the jail manual. Food was coming from outside, it's a violation. Getting a massage from a rape accused, it's a violation. Again, there are more videos which might surface in days to come, but it is about his wife Poonam Jain getting access to his cell, sitting for hours together. This is mentioned in the affidavit. There are people who are coming clandestinely into the cell of Satyendar Jain, giving documents, and then he goes through those documents and then he returns back those documents. Not only this, after the hours, there are normal hours where people can come over and meet you. Here the rape, here the accused, who are the co-accused, who are his relatives as well, they are sitting inside his cell for hours together and discussing, and this is beyond the permissible hours. So there is not only one violation, there are so many violations which have happened, and that is why the arguments given by Aam Aadmi Party are falling flat. And that is why BJP is coming up with they have got this ammunition in their hand where they can prove with this video, saying that the Aam Aadmi Party is getting caste treatment inside Tihar Jail.
More importantly is Mr. Satyendar Jain fast emerging as the Aam Aadmi Party's Achilles heel, because they just don't seem to be able to find enough grounds to defend him, defend his acts, and it all lends credence to the charges which the court said prima facie lends itself to some serious financial irregularities and misdemeanor. Ashish, thank you for your inputs. Akash, thank you for your inputs. We're going to take a very, very short break here on The Nation at 5. When we come back, a nation that is on the verge of bankruptcy and could spell trouble for this entire region. Stay with us.
आम आदमी पार्टी के लोग अब कोर्ट में भी झूठ बोलने से बाज नहीं आ रहे हैं। आम आदमी पार्टी के वकील कह रहे हैं कि सत्येंद्र जैन का 28 किलो वजन कम हो गया क्योंकि उनको जेल में खाना नहीं मिल रहा। लेकिन आज जो वीडियो नजर आ रहे हैं उसमें ना सिर्फ खाना मिल रहा है बल्कि प्रॉपर खाना मिल रहा है, उनको मेवे तक मिल रहे हैं। ऐसा लग रहा है कि वो किसी जेल में नहीं है, किसी रिजॉर्ट के कमरे में बैठ के वहां पे लुत्फ उठा रहे हैं खाने का। जो हमने देख रहे हैं, आप राइट साइड में देखें, मोटी तार भी नजर आ रही है, मुझे लगता है वो एयर कंडीशनिंग की तार है। झूठ जो बोला जा रहा है वो आम आदमी पार्टी एक्सपोज हो गई है। खाना, मनपसंद खाना, मेवे मिलना और रोज मिलना, कोई ये एक दिन का वीडियो नहीं है, वो अलग अलग दिनों का वीडियो है।
Colleague Akash is with us right now. Akash, Harish Khurana from the BJP, we just played out his reaction, and he says that this video is not of just one day, it's of multiple days. But do we actually have proof of that? Do we have any proof that shows that this is how he was receiving food every single day?
Unfortunately, no, we don't have any proof, Zoya. And as far as this video is concerned, so there are claims that this video is from inside Tihar Jail. And you must be remembering the time when BJP released first video saying that Satyendar Jain is actually enjoying VIP services inside Tihar Jail. And, this is not something very routine. And in fact, not every prisoner gets these treatments. Also, talking about the politics over this particular issue, so we have seen a number of tweets by the BJP leaders where there are claims that on one hand, Aam Aadmi Party maintains that they are a party of Aam Aadmi, and they don't have to do anything with the alleged corruption and also the money laundering. On the other hand, you're not getting bail from last 5 months, and then there comes a video where first you're getting these VIP services, including massage, Bisleri, water, AC and all other things. And now this video where there are claims that he's enjoying the special food from 5-star hotel, and not only just food but also getting fruits and dry fruits and all other things.
Pallavi, I want to understand from you. We saw the Aam Aadmi sort of address these claims yesterday. Gopal Rai came out and said that the BJP is just trying to create drama, but we've not seen them specifically reply to the claims in yesterday's video. Why are they, just a few days before the MCD elections, adopting this approach?
Phil, I think the Aam Aadmi Party's strategy over here is very clear that they want to brazen it out. They're calling it a clear case of political witch hunt, selective leaks from the BJP, and also the misuse of the institutions. Now, if you remember the arguments which were given by the counsel of Satyendar Jain in court yesterday, he asked this question: why should the ED not be served a notice, which they were, about why they are leaking this video from inside the jail, and only reason is that BJP wants to use it to make a political point against the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, on record, both Mr. Manish Sisodia, most of the AAP leaders, and certainly the lead taken by the Delhi Chief Minister, Mr. Kejriwal, has been that the BJP is unnerved, both in Gujarat as well as during the MCD elections, and that's the reason why they're selectively leaking out this footage, because they want to score a point against them. Of course, no answer comes in from them on the demand that shouldn't Satyendar Jain's resignation now be demanded for as a minister. How can he continue to enjoy a VVIP treatment? A series of video images coming out, for example, getting that massage, very clearly experts saying that it was not a physiotherapy session, it was also a massage given by a rape accused, and also now the latest video which we have been seeing being put out by the BJP since early this morning, where they show him, contrary to claims by Satyendar Jain's counsel, that he was not being served nutritious food. It becomes important also, Toya, because one of the main grounds on which bail is being sought for Mr. Jain is on health grounds. And because of those health conditions, he should be given bail because he's not getting good food inside the jail and has been consistently losing weight. All those holes are being pricked by the BJP via the video which they have put out since morning.
Charu Pragya, thank you so much for joining us here on the show. Over the last few hours, we've heard from multiple BJP spokespeople, all of who have said that the videos that we can see are proof that Satyendar Jain did receive special treatment. Now, the other thing here is that we haven't had a statement from the Aam Aadmi Party addressing these videos or the videos that came forward yesterday. But the one question that is being raised is, why is the BJP using videos where we don't even know the source? We don't know who's put these videos out into the public domain in the first place. To that, what does the BJP have to say?
See, the fact of the matter is, whatever the source is, and I'm sure you'll get to that, whatever the source is, what these videos are showing us is critical. They are showing us a corrupt minister of Aam Aadmi Party who is behind bars since 5 months, who is not getting bail, who is enjoying every material comfort you can think of, whether it is fancy food, whether it is a massage, whether, he is being able to run his scams and deals from behind bars. Now, these are the things that we need to pay attention to, because here is a political party which came to power talking about India against corruption. Here is a political party which calls itself Kattar Imandar. And how do they show this? They are not walking the talk. They have proved themselves to be not just corrupt, but horrible liars. Because I can't forget that video footage of CM Kejriwal ji talking about Mr. Jain needing a physiotherapist. Who are you trying to fool? Not that I believed it then, but then there were clarifications out that is Rinku the prisoner, who's actually a rapist, not a physiotherapist. He's putting on weight in jail, 8 kilos in jail. How is that possible if you're not being pampered day and night? See, this is not what we want.
Back on the Nation at 5 with news just coming in from Pakistan. The choice of the next army chief. There are 6 names in the fray. This is CNN News 18 exclusive, where top sources telling your channel. The information is brought to us by our investigations editor Manoj Gupta. Pakistan's next army chief. This is what top sources are telling CNN News 18. There are 6 contenders for the top post. Pak Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has met with General Bajwa and the DGISI. Shehbaz Sharif held meetings with top ministers. Sharif had a separate meeting with Asif Ali Zardari. High-level meetings will be continuing in Islamabad. The final decision is expected on the 24th of November. That is the day after tomorrow. And Pakistan's next army chief, that's what we are expecting. Who will it be? The 6 contenders are Lieutenant General Asif Munir. He's a quartermaster general and he is perhaps most preferred and seen as Bajwa's man, and the next person, although Asif Ali Zardari wants Bajwa to be given a retention, not even an extension, but a retention to be retained. There has been an amendment that's been made to that effect, that the government can retain the Army Chief of Army Staff without an official okay by the President. Lieutenant General Sahir Shamshad Mirza is the Corps Commander Rawalpindi. Lieutenant General Azhar Abbas, Chief of General Staff. Lieutenant General Numan Mahmood, President of the National Defence University. He's one of those people who's been indicated as a neutral by Imran Khan. Lieutenant General Faiz Hamid, the Corps Commander Bahawalpur, who was actually moved to Peshawar, and Faiz Hamid was the one who touched down in Kabul and met with the Taliban. He's somebody who's also being actively pushed by Imran Khan. Lieutenant General Muhammad Amir is the Corps Commander Gujranwala. These are the 6. Pathikrit Pine with us. Pathikrit, these are the 6 who are in contention to be the next COAS, and the one man who's perhaps seeking an extension/retention is Qamar Javed Bajwa. His name is not here because this is the summary that has been sent for approval and consideration. Faiz Hamid is somebody who has been very, very hawkish vis-a-vis India. Not that the other Lieutenant Generals won't be, but his hand or his nexus with some of the established jihadi tanzeems is something that is spoken about in the security circles.
Yeah, Anand, so basically there will be 2 appointments. One would be of the Chief of Army Staff, and the other would be of the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee. As you rightly mentioned, that Asim Munir is probably the preferred one in terms of seniority, but he had a tiff with Imran Khan because he was the ISI chief who was actually ousted after the Pulwama issue and Balakot airstrike. Faiz Hamid, yes, you are rightly mentioning that probably the person who is some kind of a prodigal son kind of a thing of Qamar Javed Bajwa, and he was favored by Imran Khan also. But I don't know how the equation is right now after Imran Khan had a tiff with General Bajwa in the recent past. In terms of others, if you look at General Mirza has been, a corps commander of the 10 Corps, which is politically very significant. General Abbas also had been corps commander of 10 Corps, which works in the Kashmir region primarily, which is Kashmir centric. Numan Mahmood is the person who is the head of the National Defence University. I think he is sort of a lightweight in this case. But it would all depend upon one thing as to how the political establishment would want things to happen. When it comes to General Bajwa, it's a foregone conclusion that he is going to take retirement on 29th. And as per the protocol, by 27th, the new Chief of Staff has to be designated. I think the reason why Bajwa, his name is going to be a foregone conclusion in terms of his retiring is that he has been going around taking the farewell ceremonies, receiving gifts and laurels. So that is a foregone conclusion. It has to be seen whether his prodigy, which is Faiz Hamid, becomes the next Chief of Staff or not. If that happens, I think both sides will be pretty happy because he is favored by Imran Khan also. Yes, he is very, very radical. He is very aggressive. It has to be seen whether the Americans will agree to that or not. Because today the Americans have a very, very strong influence on Pakistan. They may not want somebody who is very close to the Taliban and the radical Islamist groups, because America's objective in terms of floating Pakistan out of the danger line right now is perhaps because
not
of the Russian-Ukraine conflict for one reason.
We'll have to see what the Chinese also have to say. And Faiz Hamid has been in close quarters or in conversations with the Chinese too. He's also part of the ISI in the past. He was moved to Corps Commander Peshawar. Now he's in Bahawalpur. Bahawalpur is where the most active of the jihadi tanzeems on Indian soil is operating from. That's the Jaish. So a lot of connections which come forward, and there are perhaps many a slip between the cup and the lip that could happen between now and the 24th and of course the 27th of November. We'll have to wait and watch very carefully. Pathikrit, but in the meantime, this is a nation and this is big trouble for us in the region, because after the Sri Lankan financial crisis, we have Pakistan staring down the barrel. Quite literally, ladies and gentlemen, if I were to reel out the numbers, you would realize that Pakistan does not have any forex reserves. All the reserves are loans. Pakistan's $7.93 billion in reserves is all loans that's come from China, the Saudi Arabia, and of course the IMF. Pakistan's default risk has now risen to 92.53%. So less than 7.5% chance of Pakistan sailing and not defaulting on its loans and its extensions, its debt. The total debt and liabilities stand at $62.46 trillion. IMF delays are taking place over non-compliance and political turmoil. IMF has not sent down its review and it's upset because it doesn't think Pakistan can play. In fact, even a Sharia-based loan that of $1 billion, which is due on the 5th of December, Pakistan is likely to default. Pakistan has zero reserves in its central bank, which only runs on credit. Coal and vegetable imports from Afghanistan have risen. Remittances have declined by 15.7% in October 2022. Black market remittance inflow has led to $1 billion losses and no aid from China and Saudi Arabia despite the Pak PM visits. The Saudis have given a $3 billion reserve, but they can't touch that money. The Pakistanis can't touch that money. Pathikrit, we are staring at a nation that is going to crumble economically, and that doesn't augur well for this region.
So if you look at the larger context right now, Anand, I think the political turmoil or the issue of social turmoil that is there in Pakistan right now is not going to end with the appointment of the new chief of staff. So this is going to continue because the crisis that is there right now, credit default swap is a great indication of how much that country is in a mess. And frankly speaking, it would mean there will be more hardship for the people on ground because IMF is very strict that unless you implement the reforms, we are not going to give any single penny anymore. And in fact, even when they give the money, it actually the political establishment siphons of the money somewhere else. So more the hardship increases within Pakistan of common people, the more popularity Imran Khan gets in terms of being the voice of the anti-establishment voice. And he would ask for more quicker election, and he would point his tirade against the regime of Zardari and Sharif, and he would also try to blame the Pakistan army or the deep state for this. That would mean that the possibility, what Imran Khan already mentioned in the past, of a possible civil war, the possibility of an internal chaos becoming even more profound, becomes so difficult, so challenging for anyone else to comprehend that we don't know what would happen next. With
no, but then Pakistan is emerging. Pakistan, Pathikrit, is emerging as an entity with which no nation wants to engage with or touch, but it is sandwiched or placed at a position around nations that want to engage with each other and also move forward. So, because of its geopolitical geolocation, it becomes politically and geostrategically significant. But what is the solution? And what does this mean for India? A nation with strife like Pakistan and strife right next to our borders doesn't augur well for us to push forth with our growth story. If we want to engage with Central Asian nations, if we want to bring a certain amount of stability, we can't have an absolutely unstable Pakistan.
Anand, I would beg to differ a little with you because I believe that an unstable or a Pakistan in internal turmoil is the best thing for India because otherwise they keep on scheming things against India. Not that they would not do now. The hybrid war that we are facing is originating from Pakistan. A Fayed Hamid kind of a thing will only exacerbate that. The other issue is very important. Pakistan has never been a viable state. It has only been kept afloat because it had a nuisance value and because of its strategic locations and the control that the deep state had on the society. Today, the control of the deep state within the society is also crumbling. Today, the people are rising against this deep state of Pakistan. So that's why be it the Americans or the Chinese, they're very, very cagey right now as to what happens. For example, in case of India, yes, our growth story is probably like an oasis in the whole region. And we have always faced this terrorism. We will continue to face this terrorism. We have discussed in the recent past how we have to recalibrate our legal system to fight this hybrid terror. And it's going to increase. It's not going to stop. But we cannot just for the sake of this, stop our growth story. I think we both will go hand in hand. Our fight against terrorism, our growth story. To next year, there will be the G20 summit. It will be a grand thing. And we have to work along like an Israel.
There are multiple points of view about what is happening in Pakistan, but look what it's reduced to, a 92.53% default percentage possibility. That's what is the number that we need to stay with. We're going to wind up this edition of The Nation at 5. Pathikrit, thank you for your inputs. We're going to take this forward later tonight on The Right Stand. But right now, it's over to Zaka for Viewpoint.
Good evening. Welcome to Viewpoint. There are more and more tapes of Satyendar Jain coming out day after day. Today, the BJP released these set of videos from 3 separate days from September and the first week of October, where it's clearly seen Jain was seen eating home food as well as salads and appetizers, food which was clearly not coming from the Tihar Jail canteen. Just yesterday, Satyendar Jain's counsel had made a plea before the court that he be given outside food as per doctors' recommendations. Now it appears he is getting outside food and has been for the better part of the last month or so. Again, we had the Massagegate video yesterday. Now this, the video of this special food. How long can Aam Aadmi Party, the party that calls itself Kattar Imandar, how long can they continue defending what seems like VVIP behavior inside the Tihar Jail?
The Jain tapes controversy seems to be getting heated every day. The Aam Aadmi Party now seems to be on a back foot after Delhi ministers' jail luxury videos have come out. In the latest videos, Jain seems to be enjoying a meal of his choice inside his cell in Tihar Jail. Jain is seen eating salads and fruits. The video also showcases a man who is constantly at his service. This comes at a time when he has moved the court complaining about how he has not been given food as per his religious beliefs. His counsel now even asking for a restraining order on these tapes being made public. First, the massage tapes were out, and now the Khana Khazana tapes. BJP has taken all into consideration and launched a full-blown attack on the Delhi's Aam Aadmi Party government.
Certification which we have received today by the acts as if it's not a jail, it's a luxury resort, and Mr. Satyendar Jain is on a holiday.
Congress too echoing the BJP, attacking Arvind Kejriwal, claiming that security at Tihar Jail has been compromised.
तो ये जेल नहीं है, ये अरविंद केजरीवाल ने अपने खास जेल मंत्री के लिए वहां पर एक वीवीआईपी व्यवस्था की है ताकि वो जेल का जो अंदर चल रहा है उसको देख रेख कर सके.
ऐसा सारी फैसिलिटीज आपको मिलती हैं.
Arvind Kejriwal's former colleague Kiran Bedi too did not hold back. Taking a jibe at the Delhi government, she demanded Satyendar Jain's resignation as a minister.
वो कैसे एक्शन लेंगे क्योंकि उनका मंत्री खुद जेल में है. कौन एक्शन लेगा? How can you have a prison minister violating prison rules while being in the prison?
These videos are from September 13th, October 1st and October 3rd. Now earlier this week, videos of Satyendar Jain getting a body massage from an inmate were also leaked. The Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi has still not sacked Jain. The big question now is, can AAP defend these Jain tapes? And if yes, how do they plan to do so?
How long can the Aam Aadmi Party continue defending these tapes which show Satyendar Jain receiving VVIP treatment inside the Tihar Jail? Anuja Kapoor is spokesperson of the BJP. Manasvi Thapar is a lawyer and political analyst. Sunil Kumar Gupta, former legal advisor to the Tihar Jail. And AK Singh, criminal lawyer, also joining us. Let me start with Anuja Kapoor. Anuja, so first it was the Massagegate. Now it seems like the food gate. And all of these are contentions and pleas that the Aam Aadmi Party leader, Mr. Jain, moved in court. First he said he needs physiotherapy, therefore this happens. And then he says he needs outside food, but seems like he's already getting outside food. So he's making a mockery not just of, what's happening inside the jail and this VVIP treatment, but also he's making a mockery of pleas before the court.
Correct, very correct. What we are saying is the mockery of the law and order with which Arvind Kejriwal in his manifesto said that he's going to keep Delhi safe. What is the example he's setting? And he's telling all the criminals who are outside, first you drink the liquor which I've opened up for you, you drink that, take the drugs from Punjab, and then come here inside Tihar, I will give you a spa, I will give you home-cooked food, you will have a rapist who will give you a massage, and one more thing, which will, it's something very shameful that I see he's also having a dry fruits. I don't know why and how the Jail Manual Act, the Prison Manual Act, how these have been flouted. Taking, sacking this superintendent of the police and the other officials, do you think would help? Why can't you sack Satyendar Jain from the post? Okay. I've also got to know that in sometime 2 hours time, jailed AAP Minister Satyendar Jain